All right, once your front section is done, it's time to make the middle section. So if we go to File, New, and we create another assembly, this assembly is going to have in it the windshield, hold down Control, the passenger base, and the passenger section. Hit Open, and those three should drop in. Hit Escape so it's not throwing more of them in. We only need one of each. All right, so what we're going to start by doing is grounding the passenger section. So this here, I'll right mouse click and ground it. I could do that up over here as well. I can control if something's grounded or not over here. And then let's move the windshield aside for now, and let's work on getting the passenger base into the passenger section. So let's just move around a little bit and see what's going on. Let's start by putting the passenger base right into the bottom of this. So we'll go to a constraint, we'll grab the bottom that it needs to be set into, and then we will orbit around so that we can see the bottom of the shelled area. So go somewhere so that you can kind of see this ridge here. And our selection 2 is going to be that ridge. Be careful when you do this that you don't grab an edge, because you actually want that whole surface. You need the surface itself, not the edge. All right, so go grab that surface and hit Apply, and let's see what happened. Everything is upside down and all over the place, but okay, so it should be kind of on the level that it's supposed to be now. Get out of the, let's see. All right, so it's kind of in there. We just need to make it so that it doesn't move around all over the place in there. Let us, why am I not able to do this? Let us put some constraints on the side of it to keep it in place here. All right, so if I move it over here, I can see the side of the wall here. I go to Constrain. I have a mate constraint between this surface and, let's move around a little bit. Oh, I moved way too far. Let's move just a little bit. We just need to be able to see that surface there. So our first constraint was there. Just move over till we can see that one. And then you can say choose the second surface. And again, try to make sure that you are actually hitting the surface and not one of those edges. Go ahead and hit Apply. And then the last constraint that we need to do is going to be these edges here, which actually look to be really well lined up already. Let's get rid of that and move it a bit so you can see that. Okay, so it can still move them this way, and we need to stop it from doing that. We need to remove that degree of freedom. So we want to go one more mate between this, and let's orbit it so we can just see that. Our second selection will be right there. Hit Apply, and the passenger section is, or the passenger base is in the passenger section. Okay, getting the windshield on. There is actually a right way and a wrong way to do that. Just kind of line it up and eyeball it and see that it's not overhanging. And so you see how it's overhanging a bit here? I think it's actually backwards. So I'm going to go to this free rotate, and I am going to, when you're outside of that circle, when you're rotating, you just kind of circle, you move things like a steering wheel would. So we free rotated that, and now I will put a constraint between, hang on, let's not do that. Let's rotate the whole shebang just a little bit so that we can see what we're doing. And let's start by putting constraint between, how about this back surface? And then what I want to do is I want to grab the outside of that rib right there. All right, so I'm going to do a little bit of rotating, and my second selection is going to be right down there, the outside edge of that, or the outside surface of that rib. All right, let's see what happened. Hit Apply, and let's go and find our stuff back. And I think it's correct there. Things are a little topsy-turvy, but we got this. All right, now we need to get the rib that's on the side stuck to the inside of the side of the passenger base. Sorry, passenger section. So we go to Constrain, we grab this guy right there, and then let's orbit around a little bit, and you see that surface there? That's what we're looking for, right in there. And so our second selection is going to be that surface right there. we hit apply and cancel. All right, so if we have done this correctly, our windshield has all but 1 degree of freedom removed from it. So if we grab this windshield, notice how it can just go up and down. It can't go side to side. It can't go back and forth. It just can go up and down. So in order to remove that last degree of freedom, what you're going to want to do is put a constraint between the top of the passenger section and the underside. You can kind of see it there. Actually, you can kind of grab it without having to flip things around. The underside there of where it actually is going to rest on there. Hit apply, and we are done with this subassembly. Everything is stuck, nothing is moving, degrees of freedom are all removed, and we are going to save it as, oops, let's do this, file, save as middle subassembly. Wonderful.